What's up, everybody listening on the radios? Welcome to Sports, Politics, and More, live from New York City. A very snowy New York City, might I add. I am your host, Andrew Pollack, joined as always by the wonderful Frank Todaro. Hello, Frank.
Worst couch gag ever. You are about to see the worst half hour of television ever.
Young man, you've had what we call a cardiac episode.
Worst episode ever.
Oh, not even close.
The worst episode ever. Worst episode ever. Worst parents ever. Worst cosmic wars ever. Worst crossover ever. Worst reading ever. Worst jammed in movie parody ever. The worst movie ever. And send and sip. Worst ending ever.
All right, welcome to your March 21st, 2018 episode of What's So Funny?
I love The Simpsons.
It's the worst episode ever.
Of what?
I know. I've been lately. I've been laughing at Comic Book Guy.
Oh, I know who he is.
Yes, he's. From
Everybody knows who he is. Come
yes,
on.
I played him for a minute. Of course.
Yeah, I like him.
Yes, he's a very funny character. I love all the Simpsons characters. So Andrew, yes, it is snowing here in New York City today, and probably the East Coast. But this winter storm on the first day of spring. It's bigger than it looks worse than it is. Where I am, the snow is very, very soft and wet. It's half melted already.
Same with me. The roads look fine.
Yeah,
the main roads look fine by my house. Yes.
Yeah, we'll live. People live in New York City their whole lives, and they always bitch about the snow.
Well, that's the part about living in New York. You have to deal with it.
Everybody. In New York City, I've lived here my whole life, and every winter, people bitch about the snow, and then in the summertime, people bitch about the heat. It's like it's the first time they ever went through a whole year in New York. I don't understand.
That's the experience of living in New York. You have to deal with it.
I'm saying if you lived here for more than 5 years, you kind of get the gist of how the seasons are. The seasons are extreme in New York. In the wintertime, you could get below zero temperatures, and in the summertime, we could get 106 degrees. I mean,
it's possible.
I remember the last time we had 106 degrees. The worst heat wave I've ever experienced was in 2006.
I remember that. That was a bad one. Oh,
I remember because I was working as a security guard in Prospect Park, where they have the concerts in the summer,
right?
And that's where I met your boy, the former disgraced U.S. Congressman Anthony Weiner.
So you actually met Anthony Weiner?
Well, no, but I was doing security, and I was in the parking lot, so I saw him and his whole entourage come in, and they got out, and I directed them to where to go. No big deal. He's a big giraffe.
Yes, he is. I'll tell you who's more of a giraffe, Cynthia Nixon lately. Did you hear about her?
Who's Cynthia Nixon from...
Sex and the City. She's running for governor in New York, which she's not going to be Cuomo.
Cynthia Nixon for governor. Oh, are you serious? This is the redheaded one? This is the one
Wait a minute. You didn't hear the news?
No, Andrew. I've been living under a rock for the last 10 years. No, I haven't. This is just a brand new news, Andrew.
Yeah, she's running as a Democrat, and she wants to primary challenge Andrew Cuomo, which is not going to happen. Cuomo's going to win. I know that because we have a bunch of Wall Street people who influence our elections.
I don't know. They're both two libtards. They look like two libtards.
Not Cuomo. He has more influence over Wall Street.
Yeah, but I don't know. He's a big libtard. He's marching. He's marching in these protests. He's
a hypocrite. He doesn't care about the Pine Barrens in Suffolk.
Oh, whatever. And I'm just saying he's a social justice warrior.
I think of him as a big giant douche.
Well, yeah, the same thing. Anyway, Andrew, I guess. Well, we have another show tonight. I guess lots going on with this.
Wait. Cynthia Nixon's the turd sandwich.
All right. I guess we got a lot of news tonight. At 8:30, we'll talk about the Austin bomber.
Oh yeah, we gotta talk about that 20-something-year-old who went on the Drudge Report today.
Yeah, we'll see what happened. But I haven't been following that story too much, and we'll talk about a lot of other stuff. Anything going on with you, Andrew? Did you have an interesting weekend, or did you? Well, God, you tell the audience, what did you do this weekend?
Last weekend, well, I had dinner with a friend. I mean, it was quiet.
A friend, a girl, or a boy?
My closest guy friend, who I've known for a lot of years.
All right. So it's innocent. Andrew, you still jittery about that girl, Janine?
The whole Janine situation. Obviously, I don't think about it.
No,
I think about new girls. I do think about them.
Okay, good. That's very good. And then at 8:20, we'll have a movie review. I guess I don't know. I said it last week. I told you and I told the audience, Andrew. I want to change spam up a little bit. And I had a little brief discussion today with a possible new writer for the show.
Who is the new writer?
Well, you won't know him, but I don't know. I've discovered him on Facebook. He's always writing funny posts and funny memes. And I guess I like him because he no pun intended, spams my newsfeed with all his posts. It's like
really?
Yeah, it's like 10. I get 10 posts from him every 2 hours, but they're funny. He seems funny. I'm gonna let him listen to the show a little bit, and maybe he can write some jokes or maybe do something with the show. I think the show needs a shot in the arm.
Yeah, well, it is time for change.
We talk for change. It's just I think it's time.
We talk about I'm Donald Trump too much.
Well, no, we don't talk about Donald Trump. We cover the news. We cover the news as it is. We're not making the news. We don't pick the news.
Right. Because Donald Trump is.
Yeah, I listen again. I said it last week, and I'll say it again. What did I say 8 months ago? It's going to get boring. All these late night talk shows, the media, the mainstream media, they keep talking about. It's going to get boring. It's going to get played out,
that's why I don't watch late night TV. I watch Pine Power LI before I go to bed, or I watch DVDs.
Yeah.
Or Blu-ray discs.
It's just the stupidest stuff going on. The funniest thing was, we covered it last week, Hillary fell down the stairs in India.
Oh, that story? Wait a minute, that was on my Facebook feed on Monday.
Yeah, we covered it last week, and also there was another story that a couple days after that fall.
I'm Hillary Clinton.
After a couple of days after she fell on the stairs, supposedly she fell in a bathroom and she broke a hand.
Yeah, I'm falling and I can't get up.
Yes. So Hillary's a mess, and Karma's coming to get her. No, she's not laughing anymore. But so now, I guess the latest thing was the news was getting on Trump about him. He called up Putin, who won his election.
Hi, Fred. I'm glad you won the election.
Yeah, they're getting on him about that.
Yeah, the Washington Post said that. I don't know. Somebody put a note on his desk, and it read in capital letters, "Don't congratulate Putin."
Yeah, that's a bunch of crap. Hey, this is a tweet from him. This is a tweet from the president, Donald Trump, 5 hours ago. So this was at 3:11 p.m. today. He's, quote, "I called President Putin of Russia to congratulate him on his election victory. In past, Obama called him also. that was in parentheses. The fake news media is crazed because they wanted me to excoriate him. They are wrong. Getting along with Russia.
Honestly, I didn't care about Putin winning. I mean, what's the whole big deal about it?
Well, because this is his fourth-time winning, and it's supposedly it's a one-sided election. You know, he always wins big. I don't know. I don't care. It doesn't concern me. What concerns me is that at least Putin, as leader of Russia.
Yeah, I got the article from the Washington Post. Here it is. President Trump did not follow specific warnings from its national security advisors yesterday.
Wait, who is this from? Who is this from?
I told you it was from the Washington Post.
Oh, no wonder why. That's his worst enemy.
I just pulled up the article. It says his national security advisors put a note on his desk.
How did they
have section and briefing materials in capital letters?
Okay, now how does the Washington Post know that his security advisors put a big note on him with capital letters on his desk?
It said, "Do not congratulate."
How did they get this information from? How did they get this information from?
I don't know, because they're fake news.
Yes, exactly. See, but anybody with two brain cells will ask the question: how do they know? A source close. Yeah, get the fuck out. But listen. He said Obama called him also. Listen, we're not at war with Russia. We're not at war with Russia. I don't know why these idiots, these libtards, are so triggered by Russia.
I don't know either, honestly.
Well, because the news told them that.
Because that's what the news cycle is. It's been the same thing since 2017.
Trump Russian possible collusion.
Of course. When did McCabe get fired? He got fired last Friday, right?
Yeah, he got fired last Friday. You are correct about that.
Well, we didn't cover that, but listen, this guy, people were mad that that Trump was mean, that this guy got fired a day before he was supposed to retire. He's lucky he got fired. He's lucky that's all he got. He's lucky that's all he lost was his pension. This guy should be brought up on charges.
For what?
For what? He leaked classified information. He was involved in the Hillary Benghazi investigation.
Oh, then that gets a good case.
Among other things, his wife was paid money by Fusion One. She got paid $500,000. This guy was a crooked.
God.
He was crooked, and for everybody out there, it wasn't Trump that fired him. It was the FBI itself that recommended he be fired. Okay.
So what you're saying is the FBI told Trump to fire him.
The FBI recommended to Jeff Sessions to fire McCabe.
Ugh.
Of course,
well, Jeff Sessions fired him.
Yeah, but I'm saying it was ultimately his own FBI, the FBI. The Federal Bureau of Investigations that recommended he be fired, and he was fired. This guy, he if you remember a few months ago, he announced he was going to retire when when his name started popping up in those text messages. You remember that FBI agent Peter Stokes, whatever his name was,
and they kept bringing up McCabe's name in the email.
Yeah, in the email, I was in Andy's office. I was in Andy's.
Yeah,
office.
the WikiLeaks emails.
Yeah. This guy,
because John Brown was telling me about it like 2 years ago. Keep an eye on McCabe. Keep an eye on him.
Right.
He's a dirty rat for Hillary Clinton.
Yes, he's yes, definitely. And his name came up.
Thank you for clarifying why McCabe should be in federal court then.
Listen, he's lucky. Like I said, he's lucky that all he lost was his pension, and it's from what I read, it's $1.8 million. It's probably to him, but that's a drop in the bucket from all the money he probably got stashed in his walls.
Oh, jeez.
This guy's a crooked cop, and he's crooked because as an FBI agent, you have to be nonpartisan. You can't pick sides in politics.
Right.
If the FBI follows the blindfolded woman with a set of scales in her hand, that's Lady Justice. She sees no color, no wealth, no religion, no nothing. And these people, they're going to save America, but they have to get rid of Trump. Who told them to do this?
I don't even know. No one has an answer.
Yeah, no, it's because it's a couple of libtards, it's the liberals. Mark Dice is right. It's a sickness that's infecting everyone.
You mean liberalism?
Yes, because they want. I told you.
That explains the drag queens.
I keep telling everybody the reason why they hate Trump so much is because he ruined all their plans, all of them. Whoever you could think of, their plans got ruined. They all had, they had all the bases covered. They had all the I's dotted and all the T's crossed to cover the bases to make sure that Hillary was going to guaranteed to win the election. And even that, the rigged election, with the people paid off. You saw the debates.
Right, because they basically gave Hillary all the questions.
You saw
even before Donald Trump knew what was going to be asked.
You saw the debates. Those people were all paid off.
Oh yeah, Lester Holt pretty much told Hillary beforehand what the questions are going to be.
Oh yeah, Donna Brazil, remember?
Donna Brazil, yes, one of her aides.
Yeah, she admitted in her book that
I'm sorry, but that's illegal.
Of course it's illegal. And I remember,
you're not supposed to know the questions before.
No, of course it's illegal. But I remember in those, what was I saying? In the debates, I remember Trump. I remember he made me proud because he was like, "Oh, I see. It's going to be 3-on-1 tonight, or it's going to be 2-on-1." Because I remember the moderators were ganging up on him. Whoever it was it who's the guy with the glasses? He's on Fox.
You mean Chris Wallace?
Is that his name, Chris Wallace?
I'm pretty sure it is.
He had Chris Wallace. I think he did the second one. And the first one.
Yeah, he's a host of Fox News Sunday.
And yeah, and the first debate was Lester, the liberal operative Holt.
Oh,
yes,
I don't like him.
And the third one was Anderson CIA Cooper from CNN.
And Martha Raddatz.
Yeah, but hold on, I was playing a place up. This is what it must have felt like.
I'm gonna be honest, Frank. I'm really being completely honest. I hope Hannity and Ingram get to moderate the debate in 2020. It'd be hilarious to watch that debate.
Listen, Trump is going to be that much better at debating. I mean, he's going to crush. He's going to crush whoever his opponent is.
You know what would be more funny? If Ben Shapiro and who else? The guy from InfoWars, Alex Jones. That would be hilarious if they did the debate. That would be hilarious.
No, they're not going to debate. But hold on.
No. I'm talking about moderating it.
Oh no, they wouldn't be allowed. But this was during the presidential election debates, right? It was so rigged.
Relevant pandemonium. Things in somewhat of a chaotic state here. Hulk Hogan, I'm sure there's going to be a thorough investigation by the World Wrestling Federation into what happened here tonight, and I know you could not be any more disappointed.
How much money did they spend on the plastic surgery, man? I had all bases covered. I had the Hulkamaniacs watching DiBiase. I had Virgil in his place. Never in my wildest dreams, Mean Gene, would I think that I would get ripped off by a penny pinching two-timing referee. How much money on the plastic surgery? How much money did he spend to pay the referee off? When I turned around, Mean Gene, they were identical. Identical.
Right here, Hulk. Here it is now.
Shoulder, brother. Look at the shoulder.
That's him.
The referee is paid off, brother. Look at the $100 bill falling out this pocket.
Oh, you're disappointed.
That was. Did you hear that? That was. Did you see Chris Wallace? The $100 bills were falling out of his pocket. They had him paid off. Mean Gene.
Hulk Hogan.
That's funny. You know where that's from?
Here, brother, I've said bad words in private.
Do you know where that's from? That was from after he lost to Andre the Giant when they had the twin referees. Remember that?
Oh, the first WrestleMania?
No, that's the main event. Saturday night.
Oh, Saturday night main event. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
that was a rematch, and that was if anybody remembers, stay old enough. That's when they had the twin referees, the evil referee. Remember that he cheated.
You know what would be funnier? Imagine if Andre the Giant got to face Braun Strowman.
But anyway, so speaking of the 80s, Andrew, I figured the last couple of weeks we've been doing a movie review. What movie did we review last week?
Did we review Bueller?
Oh, Ferris Bueller, right.
Yeah, remember?
I never saw it. And Andrew, he wanted
Tonight, I'm going to review a movie I haven't seen that Frank recommended.
Yes, Andrew wanted to review the Back to the Future, but come on, that movie's
I love that movie.
I know. It's a great movie, but I'm saying, what more could we say about that movie that hasn't been said? I mean, I don't know. Maybe we'll do it another week. But I picked tonight. I picked from the movie The Natural, which was and you've never saw this movie, right?
No.
The Natural was a 1984 American sports baseball movie starring Robert Redford. And it's considered one of the greatest sports movies. And I guess I picked it tonight to get a little sports into the spam. But
right.
You've never seen this movie, Andrew?
I've seen it.
You've seen it?
I've never seen it.
Why can't I hear you?
I said I've never seen it.
All right. Well, basically, The Natural is what it's all about. They have this. It was really supposed to be. I don't know if you kind of examine the movie, the character Robert Redford,
right?
I think it's supposed to be Mickey Mantle because it was about.
Really?
I think so. It was about a teenager who could do everything in baseball. He had a great arm. He could hit the ball for power. He could do it all. He was a natural. He was a superstar.
Oh, all right.
His name in the movie is Roy Hobbs, and it shows in the beginning. In the beginning, he he has all this talent, and he actually runs into a scout, and the scouts. This movie, the movie takes place in the 30s,
in the 1930s.
Yeah. So he runs into the scout, played by Robert Duvall, and he runs up against the best baseball player at the time, called the Whammer.
The Whammer?
Supposed to be Babe Ruth.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Murder's Row.
Yeah. So in the movie, he gives the scout tells him you got 3 pitches to strike out the Whammer, and sure enough, he strikes out the Whammer on 3 pitches. So here it is.
Strike out Babe Ruth.
Yeah, well, the Whammer. He's the Whammer. When you watch the movie, it'll make sense. So here it is. This farm kid strikes out the best baseball player alive on 3 pitches, and he's just a pitcher. But the plot of the movie is there's this serial killer. It's a woman who she goes around trying to kill. She goes around in the movie. She goes around murdering the best athletes, I think, of the time.
Oh.
She was gonna kill, and in the movie, she's gonna kill. She had a sight set on the Whammer, aka Babe Ruth. But once she sees that Roy Hobb, he strikes him out on 3 pitches, she changes her mind, and then she sets a sight on him, and she shoots him, but he doesn't die. And I think the wound sticks with him, and it ruins his life. He doesn't get into baseball again until he's over 30 years old, and then he tries to make.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, and then he catches on again, and it takes him a long time. The manager hates him. He hates being there because he was so great, and he is still great. And early on, in the beginning of the movie, he on his farm. He's looking out the window one night, and there's a thunderstorm, and lightning strikes the tree outside his window. And in the morning, he gets the wood from the tree, and he makes a baseball bat. And then he keeps.
It's definitely an in-depth movie.
He keeps that bat with him for his whole life, and he starts using it when he finally makes the major leagues. And finally, the manager's against him being on the team because he's a 35-year-old rookie. But sure enough, the team stinks, and then sure enough, Roy Hobbs, he starts hitting home runs, and then the movie ends with one of the classic scenes, and I'll play it right now. This is Roy Hobbs batting. Saw that he hits a home the ball so far, he hits the lights of the stadium. Andrew, you've never heard that? You never heard that music in a baseball game?
Maybe I've heard it.
Yes, usually sometimes when a player hits a home run late in the game, they play that. That song is from The Natural when he rounds the bases. And he's rounding the bases, and there's sparks flying off the lights from the stadium.
Wow! So it must be a very impressive movie that I've never seen. That I should definitely consider watching.
Of course, you should. It's one of the best. It's considered one of the top 5 sports movies of all time.
And you have never seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
No.
Oh, Frank.
I haven't. It's just one of those movies that I missed.
You should watch it one day together.
Okay. But if you want to watch other movies, and I'm talking to the audience, if people who haven't, who are Andrew's age, or maybe they haven't seen it, another good, if they're watching sports movies from the 80s, another great baseball movie was Field of Dreams. Have you ever seen Field of Dreams?
I haven't heard of it.
You haven't heard of it?
No.
Oh, that's a great movie. It's with Kevin Costner. He lives in a farm, and he starts hearing voices, and the voices tell him to build a field. He builds a big baseball field on his farm. And before you know it, he has the ghosts of former baseball players that come to his field at night, and they stop playing games.
It almost sounds like Angels in the Outfield.
Yeah, but Field of Dreams is much better. It's a much better plot. Field of Dreams.
Okay.
Because
I have seen both. I have seen both versions of Angels in the Outfield.
Well, in Field of Dreams, most of the players are from the 1918 Black Sox.
What?
Yeah, Shoeless Joe Jackson. So they come back. I don't know why. I guess whoever made the movie, I guess maybe he had a soft spot for those guys, because as history goes, it was never proven that the hitters threw the World Series in 1918. It was the pitchers that threw the World Series. Shoeless Joe Jackson hit 400 in the World Series. How the hell did he throw the World Series?
I don't know. He
didn't, but because they were all tied together, the commissioner at the time, he suspended all 8 players, and that's another movie that they made from that called 8 Men Out, about the White Sox, the Black Sox scandal in 1918. They threw the World Series, and they suspended 8 players from the White Sox, and that's why to this day, Shoeless Joe Jackson, he's not in the Hall of Fame.
That's why he's not in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, Shoeless Joe Jackson was one of the best hitters.
But he cheated.
I don't think he cheated per se. Because if they threw the World Series, the White Sox blew the World Series on purpose because of the gamblers. But how could he cheat if he hit 400 in the World Series?
I don't know.
He wasn't trying to lose. He still hit 400. It was the pitchers who gave the other team opportunities to win the series. But that's another good movie, sports movie from the 80s. Have you ever seen Raging Bull?
I've never seen that one either.
Come on. You got to see these movies, Sandra.
I guess I have to catch up then.
Yeah, okay. All right. Anyway, so that's our movie review. I'm sorry if it bored the audience. Are you bored, Andrew?
I'm amazed at how many sports movies I've never seen. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, they in the 70s and 80s they used to have a lot of sports movies. But then in the 90s, these movies started getting silly once Disney started making these movies like Angels in the Outfield and The Rookie, and they started making these silly movies.
Right.
There's a lot of good movies, but I guess it's 8:30. I don't know if we'll read the news.
All right. News team. So I guess we're gonna start it off tonight with
hold on.
situation.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about this Austin bombing suspect. And Andrew, I haven't really been paying attention to this. I did hear yesterday that there was bombs going off in Austin, and then today the big news was this guy was captured on surveillance in a store, and supposedly this guy blew himself off. I don't know. We'll get into more of the article. What did you hear about this, Andrew?
All I know is that this is I just know that, to be honest, I'm collecting my thoughts here because I'm thinking, okay, the first thought I had was, and I went on Drudge Report, looking up this. First of all, my dad told me to go on Drudge Report and look up the story. All right. Second, when I looked it up on the Drudge Report, I was saying to myself, this had to be a mystery solved by 4chan. Because somebody on 4chan ratted this guy out. It had to be. Frank, somebody on 4chan had to rat this guy out.
What do you mean they ratted him out?
Somebody must have investigated on 4chan.
What?
That's my theory.
That's how they found him?
Most likely.
What? You don't think the cops had anything to do with it, Andrew? Come on.
The cops probably went on 4chan.
Oh, maybe. But and then there was also the other day I read, which of course it got no mention in the news, about in Maryland the hero who stopped the shooter. Did you hear about that?
Oh, the situation when a school security officer shot down the suspect who had the Glock semi-automatic handgun.
Yes, but of course the news will never tell you that.
Well, since we lost primer time, I have to look up these weapons now whenever we have these situations. Yes. I'll never educate the audience.
Listen, but that's what it is. The mainstream media, they would never report this, that an armed guard stopped the school shooting in Maryland, because they don't care. All they care about is having their marches and being morally outraged.
Well, all I know is that the gun activists are supposed to have this big rally over the weekend. This coming Saturday, and then Betsy DeVos was asked, "Oh, are you going to speak to the Parkland students?" It may not work out because I have something to do that weekend. I may have to go to Florida and see them. You heard about that?
No, I didn't.
I heard about that. Why do I know about that?
I don't know, Andrew. I haven't been following the news too much.
I follow the news.
Okay, well, that's why you're the news guy. All right, so let's take a look. Police Chief Jessica Robledo on Wednesday asked, hold on, this is in chronological orders. So federal authorities arrived Wednesday morning to search the, how do you pronounce this? Fuggerville home of Mark Condit, the suspect in a series of deadly bombings in Austin. 57-year-old Mark Rossier was inside his home across the street. I guess he's the witness. Austin police say at 1:45, Austin police report that they detained two of the suspected bombers, Mark A. Condit's roommates, as part of their investigation. One roommate was questioned and released, and the other was still being questioned on Wednesday afternoon. And then at 3:18, FBI and ATF officials were working to remove and dispose of homemade explosives found inside the home of the Austin bombing suspect, Mark Anthony Condit. The police and the Texas Department of Public Safety evacuated residents in a 4-block radius.
Well, all I just gotta say is that Austin, Texas, you guys have dealt with some pretty bad stuff thanks to this idiot.
All right. So then at 4:15,
because he's an idiot. Okay?
I don't know what he is.
He has to be.
Pflugerville Police Chief Jessica Robledo on Wednesday asked residents who had been evacuated from a neighbor to head to their local library until 9 p.m. until the bomb experts could investigate the home.
All right.
Hold on, I'm reading. And agents were still scouring the property for any additional hazardous materials. The ATF has a higher degree of certainty that some of the same components were used in all the bombs in Austin since the beginning of March. So, see, they already had a lead on this guy. Well, at least they had a lead on the case. He said agents had been able to reconstruct all the bombs. Malinowski said authorities were still investigating how Conduit learned how to make the bombs. They are analyzing his internet searches and evidence from his home. He said, "Yeah, I read about that they were looking through his search history." And then it continues in another article that Mark Anthony Conduit used exotic batteries in the explosive, sources say. Exotic batteries ordered online helped lead authorities to Austin, Texas bombing suspect before he died Wednesday as police closed in. Multiple senior law enforcement told NBC News. Austin police and federal agents had been working around the clock with 350 agents to track down the bombing suspect. A criminal complaint filed before the suspect died identified him as Mark Anthony Conduit, 23. Police had said earlier that Conduit was 24. Okay, big difference. What's the big difference? Newly unsealed court records said Conduit would have been charged with receiving, possessing, and transferring a destructive device. Law enforcement remained at the scene around his home on Wednesday afternoon. The unusual batteries were the signature trait that allowed investigators to so quickly link the various explosives to Conduit, sources said. One senior law enforcement official said the batteries came from Asia. These weren't your store-bought Duracells, another law enforcement official said. Conduit, suspected in a spat of bombings that terrorized Austin in the last 3 weeks, died early Wednesday after detonating an explosive inside his vehicle as a SWAT team tried to apprehend him on the side of the highway, officials said. Authorities had tracked him to a hotel in Round Rock, a city in the Austin metropolitan area. Austin Police Chief Brian Manley said at the news conference. So, see, they already had a beat on this guy. Now watch.
They basically had a hitch.
Now watch. It'll probably come out in a couple weeks that that this guy had been questioned by the FBI. He was working with the FBI. That's usually what the FBI does. They find one of these these idiot morons,
right?
Who have a shady history, right? And they fit a certain profile.
Or maybe somebody writes them out on 4chan like Burger King foot lettuce, and then they become a big story.
Maybe, but this is usually what happens. And if anybody out there thinks I'm lying, go look it up. You can go search it. The FBI.
Or you can go on 4chan and make your own discovery.
Right, but I'm saying the FBI usually is the culprit of all these terrorist attacks. A lot of them. That what they do is they engage the criminal beforehand. They talk to him, and then they give him a bomb. Well, they give him bombs. They give him bombs, and then when he detonates them, then they arrest him. It's been done before. I forgot what it's called, but you can search it on Google. Right, FBI plans terrorist attacks.
Right.
I'm gonna FBI plans. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I'm paying attention. Go on Google and look up a topic. All right, I heard you.
No, my microphone went out. Yeah, FBI plans terrorist attacks. Yeah, the first one from the New York Times.
Oh.
You think I'm playing around? You think I'm making things up?
No, it's a legit story on how they plan to use the boxes and then they put the bombs inside.
Yes, you remember a couple of months ago when people were tearing down the statues?
Statues of what?
Remember of everybody was a racist. The statues are racist, so they were tearing them down.
Oh, you mean that controversy from last year?
Yeah, and then one guy got caught trying to bomb a statue, and it came out. We reported it. We covered it that the FBI had been questioning him, and the FBI.
Now it's ringing a bell.
The FBI actually gave the guy.
All right.
So here, this is from for the listeners out there. This is from April 28, 2012, from the New York Times. Terrorist plots hatched by the FBI. A would-be suicide bomber was intercepted on his way to the Capitol. A scheme to bomb synagogues and shoot Stinger missiles at military aircraft was developed by men in Newburgh, New York, and a fanciful idea to fly explosive-laden model planes into the Pentagon and the cruises. But all these dramas were facilitated by the FBI, whose own undercover agents and informers posed as terrorists, offering a dummy missile, fake C4 explosives, and a disarmed suicide vest and rudimentary training. Suspects naively played their parts until they were arrested. And this is just one of many stories. You, if you don't, Andrew, I know you believe me, but anybody listening out there, go on Google, go on anything, search FBI plans terrorist plots. It's not that the FBI is evil. It's just that they it's almost entrapment. They, like I said, they find these moron people who are crazy and who have a history of this behavior, and then they just basically it's entrapment. So then it goes on to say, when an Oregon student, Mohammed Osman Mahmoud, thought of using a car bomb to attack a festive Christmas tree lighting ceremony in Portland, the FBI provided a van loaded with 6 55-gallon drums of inert material, harmlessly blasting caps, a detonator cord, and a gallon of diesel fuel to make the van smell flammable. This is ridiculous.
Flammable?
Yeah.
What?
It was a detonator cord and a gallon of diesel fuel that made the van smell flammable. I don't know. I'm reading. An undercover FBI agent even did
with methane.
No, it was a diesel fuel, but it made.
I was going to ask, like an alternative fuel.
Yeah, you're not supposed to carry a gallon of anything. You're not supposed to carry a gallon of fuel in your vehicle. It's illegal.
Yeah, it's illegal. You're not supposed to do that.
Right. So then it goes on. An undercover FBI agent even did the driving with Mr. Mahmoud in the passenger seat. To trigger the bomb, the student punched the number into a cell phone and got no boom, only a bust. So, see, they set him up. So the article goes on to ask, is this legal? Is this legitimate? Without the FBI, would the culprits commit violence on their own? Is cultivating potential terrorists the best use of manpower designed to find the real ones? Judging by their official answers, the FBI and the Justice Department are sure of themselves. Too sure, perhaps. This is the New York Times, February 12th.
Too sure? What is that supposed to mean?
It meant that the FBI...
It's like how the Washington Post thinks they're too sure that Trump wasn't supposed to congratulate Putin.
No, the FBI and the Justice Department, based on their answers, they sound too sure of themselves, saying this is the way to bust terrorists. Undercover operation...
Bust the terrorist on 4chan, so...
Undercover... don't you think there's FBI agents on 4chan? Come on.
There are. There have to be.
Of course there are. Undercover operations, long practiced by the FBI, have become a mainstay of counterterrorism, and they have changed in response to the post-9/11 focus on prevention. Prior to 9/11, it would be very unusual for the FBI to present a crime opportunity that wasn't in the scope of the activities that a person was already involved in, said Mike Chairman of the American Civil Liberties Union, a lawyer and former FBI agent who had infiltrated white supremacist groups. An alleged drug dealer would be set up to sell drugs to an undercover agent, and arms traffickers to sell weapons. That still happens routinely, but less so in counterterrorism, and for good reason. So, yeah, they're basically saying it's okay to supply a drug dealer with drugs to set him up for a bust, but you're giving a terrorist everything he needs, and then sometimes that's what happens. Andrew, I'm telling you, that's what happens. A lot of times, when you hear about it, like when you hear about the terrorist attack, and then 2 weeks later you hear, the FBI had already talked to him. He was interviewed by the FBI. Bullshit. This was a guy that got away from the FBI. Probably the guy, whoever it is, the guy got smart and hip. He knew he was being set up by the FBI, and he says, "Fuck you," and then they blow up stuff, and then the FBI has to cover their ass. But
boy.
This guy in Austin, who told him? If you listen to what he said, is who told him how to make these sophisticated bombs? You just don't learn how to make sophisticated bombs on the internet. Right? Somebody
all right.
had to. Well, come on, it's common sense.
Oh, yeah, then that way, yes. Yeah.
And do you know how to make sophisticated bombs using exotic batteries?
I don't know how to do that.
Neither do I, and I bet 90% of the audience doesn't. But a 24-year-old kid, he knew how to do it, and that's the break in the case. How did he learn how to make these bombs? And that's how they.
I don't know.
Well, that's the FBI's things. But anyway, it sounds fishy to me, and I'm sure next week we'll probably get more on it. And then YouTube is at it again. I mean, you still have your channel on YouTube?
Andy's running this? Yeah, what about it?
Okay. I'm saying, has anything affected you in the last month or so?
On YouTube?
Yeah.
Not that I'm aware of.
Well, your channel isn't monetized, right?
No, mine isn't monetized.
Okay, well, yeah. Well, see, mine was monetized.
I mean, I've gained so many subscribers in the past month and a half, so something's working.
Well, once you get to 1,000 subscribers, you could monetize your channel.
What does monetizing even mean? I don't even know what that is.
Oh my God! It means you become a partner. You could become a partner with Google, and you could run ads every day for your channel.
No. We are not doing that. No.
You get paid also.
I don't want that.
You don't want to get paid?
No, because for financial reasons, I don't want to get paid from YouTube.
Well, how much do you think you're going to get? What do you think? You're going to become a millionaire? You're lucky if you make $10 a month. Give me a break.
Yeah, well, at least I can pay bills.
Yeah, I did it. I'll tell the audience that I monetized my channel. It's tough. It's tough unless you have a lot of subscribers. And I mean, at least 10,000, 20,000 subscribers, and you make videos every day where you get an average of 4,000, 5,000 views. You're not going to make money. And during the last month, basically YouTube was demonetizing everything. I mean, you can't even have a negative word in your title.
I don't even think any of my videos have a negative title.
I know, not you, Andrew, but what about everybody else?
Oh, you mean stalker or what else? I can't think.
For instance, I'll tell the audience, you can't have the word kill. No.
I would never post a video like that.
No, but what? You're not killing somebody. For instance, there's somebody who has a comic book channel, and they post fan made things. It says how to kill the Hulk, and they can't even use the word kill. They have to say how to unalive the Hulk. Could you imagine this?
Thank you, political correctness.
How to unalive the Hulk? So they can't use the word kill, but so they have to use the word unalive.
That's so stupid. I'm sorry. Like it's a fantasy. Come on, it's not like I'm actually going to murder the Hulk.
I know, but listen, that's what YouTube is. The algorithms pick up words, and they automatically, as soon as you upload your video, if there's certain words in the video and the title, it gets demonetized, and then you have to manual review. So
I did not see that coming.
Yeah. So I mean, if you have a channel like Andrew where he talks about games, reviews games, and he does local weather reports and traffic.
By the way, spoiler alert: I will be playing the show 18. I don't know when, but it will be on the channel.
What is that?
April. MLB The Show 18. You ever heard of?
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Aaron Judge is on the cover.
That's great for him. But YouTube, they continue to censor everything, and now, and I'll read from this. YouTube is a popular media site used for firearm enthusiasts this week. Quietly introduced even tighter restrictions on videos involving weapons, becoming the latest battleground in the U.S. gun control debate. YouTube will now ban videos that promote or link to websites selling firearms and accessories, including bump stocks, which allow a semi-automatic rifle to fire faster. See, it's always these buzzwords, and it makes you sick. Bump stocks, and all right, get rid of the bump stocks, and there'll never be another shooting again. That's so fucking stupid. Additionally, YouTube said it will prohibit videos with instructions on how to assemble firearms. The video site owned by Alphabet Incorporated's Google has faced intense criticism for hosting videos about guns, bombs, and other deadly weapons. It's okay. You can't show things about guns, but you could show pedophile videos on YouTube. That's okay. That doesn't offend the advertisers.
Oh, that's.
Did you ever see that one? There's this series where people dressed as Spider-Man, and it's pedophile shit. Like there's a girl Spider-Man, she gets pregnant. It's sick, but it's okay.
It's so freaking fed up with these political correctness.
It's okay. It's okay.
What the hell is wrong with these people?
I can't wait until the near future when Facebook and YouTube and Twitter get flushed down the toilet and everybody stops using them. But anyway,
what? How are we going to get information about mass transit out?
And there'll be there's other utilities. You ever heard of
what?
Did you ever heard of Gab? GAB?
No.
Well, that's the alternative to YouTube. Gab is an Austin, Texas-based social networking service. It was created as an alternative to social networks like Facebook, Twitter, and Reddit. Gab has been criticized for catering to the alt-right and white nationalists. No, they're not catering to them. It's just that the people have nowhere to go. So if I put "Kill Superman" in my title, I'm considered alt-right. I'm considered a white nationalist. Is that what they're telling me?
What the fuck?
So, Gab, if anybody listening out there, it's GAB. It's an ad.
Yeah, I just pulled it up on Wikipedia.
It's an ad-free social media, and they don't censor you, and that's the alternative. Okay, and you notice the frogs. That's a little fuck you to the libtards.
Wow.
Yeah.
They actually have their own homepage.
The racist frogs. No, Gab is a pretty big thing. But anyway, for many gun rights supporters, YouTube has been a haven. A current search on the site for how to build a gun yields 25 million results. Though that includes items such as toys, at least one producer of gun videos saw its page suspended on Tuesday. Another channel opted to move its videos to an adult content site, saying that it will offer more freedom than YouTube. Oh, yeah, this guy went from the YouTube to Pornhub. So he's gonna start posting.
Okay. What does it have to do with Pornhub?
What did I just say?
I'm confused. I'll read it. You say it again because you're making my mind blown.
I'll read it again. At least one producer of gun videos saw its page suspended on Tuesday. Another channel opted to move its videos to an adult content site, saying that it will offer more freedom than YouTube. And that adult content site was Pornhub. I read about that. The guy is now uploading his videos to Pornhub to get away from YouTube. We routinely make updates and adjustments to our...
Oh, I get it. It's a different topic.
Andrew, do you know what Pornhub is?
Yes, it's where people fuck online.
No, it's the YouTube of porn. So,
that's what it is. Thank you.
Right. So this guy is going to take his videos off of YouTube and upload them to Pornhub.
Oh.
We routinely make. Forget it, Andrew. We routinely make updates and adjustments to our enforcement guidelines across all of our policies, a YouTube spokeswoman said in a statement. While we've long prohibited the sale of firearms, we recently notified creators of updates we will be making around content promoting the sale or manufacture of firearms and their accessories. YouTube has placed greater restrictions on content several times in the past year, responding to a series of issues with inappropriate and offensive videos. Again, you want to talk about offensive? I could pull up hundreds of offensive and inappropriate videos on YouTube. Most of these changes involve pulling ads from categories of videos. Google is more reluctant to remove entire videos from YouTube, but has been willing to do so with terrorism-related content. The National Shooting Sports Foundation, a gun industry lobby...
So wait a minute. Let's just say in Arabic, like YouTube, for example, if you put Allahu Akbar in a title, YouTube will think that's bad?
I don't know. Why don't you do that, Andrew?
I will not do that.
Find out.
I couldn't help it.
The National Shooting Sports Foundation, a gun industry lobbying group, called YouTube's new policy worrisome. We suspect it will be interpreted to block much more content than the stated goal of firearms and certain accessory sales, the foundation said in a statement. We see the real potential for the blocking of educational content that serves instructional, skill building, and even safety purposes. Hey, according to this, primer time on UCY would get banned from YouTube. Maybe that's why they're not on. Maybe there's something underneath. No, I'm just joking around. Michael and his brother are on a double secret. What is it, Andrew? What are they on? A double secret mission for the government?
I don't know.
No, they got deployed. So anyway, the firearm decision comes days before Saturday's March for Our Lives, a rally organized by libtards, survivors of the February 14th school shooting in Parkland, Florida, that left 17 dead. So that's what it's all about. March for Our Lives. How about you march for fucking protection, you idiots? What are they going to do with this march?
They're going to talk about guns.
They're gonna virtue signal. They're going to be produce fake moral outrage. And what's going to happen? What's going to change? Is that going to change? Is that going to make one psycho in America put down his gun and say, you know what? I was going to go shoot a bunch of people today, but these people at March for Our Lives changed my decision. Incredible. Just more libtards and more social justice warriors. All right, Andrew, it's 8:58. Time to go. Read the plugs, please.
Okay. At EAZZ34 for Frank on Twitter. I am at Andy's Randomness. If you want to follow me for mass transit weather updates in the New York area. Yeah, that's it.
All right, thank you everybody for listening. We'll be back next Wednesday live at 8 p.m. Have a safe weekend, and God be with you.
Yes, God bless America.